My dear friend, you, with your wisdom, your experiences, and your beautiful journey through life, you know better than anyone that special kind of woman, the one men don't try to control because they are far too busy trying not to lose her. Just think about that for a moment. After all these years, after all the lessons learned and the heartaches endured, perhaps you've still found yourself navigating a world overflowing with endless love advice. We're constantly bombarded. Be sweet, but not too sweet. Be smart, but don't intimidate. Be alluring, but never too available. It's a dizzying maze of conflicting expectations, all seemingly designed to sculpt you into a version of yourself that men supposedly desire. But what if this entire rulebook is profoundly mistaken? What if the truly magnetic behavior, the kind that deeply imprints itself in a man's heart and mind, the one that keeps him awake at night, utterly captivated by your presence, is the very behavior that dares to break all those conventional rules? This isn't about fleeting outward beauty. Beauty captures the eye but fades quickly. Nor is it about manipulation or cunning tricks. Those may offer temporary gains but leave a bitter taste. No, my dear, we're talking about something far more profound. A certain energy, a captivating presence that some men even describe as dangerous. Dangerous because it is gloriously unpredictable, wonderfully untamable, and most powerfully of all, because it simply cannot be possessed. Don't you deserve to know what this woman understands that others don't? What is it she does? Or perhaps more importantly, what is it she doesn't do that ignites such a deep, almost chaotic attraction? Why can a man encounter countless seemingly perfect women, only to forget them days later, yet remain forever haunted by the one who, paradoxically, doesn't seem to need him at all? This is where many of us have been led astray. We've been taught we must offer a man absolute security and constant comfort to keep him close. But what if I unveiled a deeper truth? What if the real key to captivating his heart, to making him truly addicted, lies in a very specific kind of uncertainty? Not your insecurity, no, but his. A subtle, persistent sense that you are a free spirit, a rare treasure he was lucky enough to stumble upon, but one who, at any given moment, could beautifully and completely disappear. That thrilling fear of losing you doesn't breed anxiety, my wise friend. It becomes the powerful engine of his deepest desire. In the precious moments we have together in this video, I won't be offering you tired cliches from outdated magazines. We're about to embark on a much more exhilarating journey. We will dismantle the very mechanics of male desire and unveil the truly critical piece that no one has ever dared to show you. The quiet, undeniable authority of a woman who belongs entirely to herself. A woman who, within her own magnificent being, is an entire thriving kingdom. Get ready, because what you are on the brink of discovering will not only transform the way others perceive you, but more profoundly, the way you see yourself. Are you ready to claim your crown? To truly grasp this profound energy, we must first confront an uncomfortable yet crucial truth head-on. Most relationships, my dear, don't crumble due to earth-shattering betrayals or explosive arguments. Instead, they often wither away quietly, succumbing to the slow decay of boredom, predictability, and a gradual erosion of admiration and genuine desire. They fade when one person, unintentionally perhaps, becomes nothing more than a familiar piece of furniture in the other's life. Still useful, still comfortable, but utterly devoid of excitement or intrigue. And almost invariably, the catalyst for this disheartening erosion is the same: the subtle yet powerful shift from being a privilege to being merely an option. What does this mean in the everyday tapestry of your life? It means going from the woman whose very message made his heart race with anticipation to the one he'll get around to replying to tomorrow, or perhaps the day after. It means transforming from his top priority for Friday night plans into a mere backup, only considered if nothing else materializes. It embodies the stark contrast between a man who eagerly strives to be an integral part of your vibrant world and one who simply expects you to effortlessly dissolve into his. This brings us to the million-dollar question. A question that countless women ponder. What exactly creates this profound difference? What is that elusive, almost magical quality, that unique attitude that effortlessly elevates a woman from simply interesting to absolutely unforgettable. As we've explored, it's not found in a sparkling resume, nor a robust bank account, and cliché as it may sound, not even in the perfect symmetry of her face. No, it's a very specific energy she radiates, a distinct frequency on which her entire being moves. This is an energy that men subconsciously perceive as utterly irresistible, and yes, in a wonderfully strange way, deeply intimidating. She is irresistible because in a world full of masks, pretenses, and the constant striving to please others, she is profoundly authentic, a genuine beacon of realness. She carries no lingering need for external validation, for she has already graciously bestowed it upon herself. And why intimidating? Because her happiness, her fulfillment does not and will never depend on him. For a man accustomed to being the sun around which his partner's universe revolves, this self-sufficiency poses a truly captivating challenge to his ego. Her calm and unwavering self-possession send an undeniably clear message. My world is absolutely fascinating with you in it, but rest assured, if you were to leave, it would still continue to be so. This attitude isn't a veiled threat, my dear. It is a simple, undeniable fact. And it is precisely this powerful emotional independence that paradoxically draws him in even closer, tying him more tightly to her enigmatic allure. The promise I am making to you in this video is profound. We will pinpoint this extraordinary energy, meticulously analyze its essence, and provide you with the wisdom to cultivate it within yourself. This isn't about donning a facade of disinterest. Pretending is merely a veiled form of weakness. Instead, it's about nurturing such a deep, abiding interest in your own glorious life that your energy radiates naturally, becoming inherently magnetic. We will explore together why the primal male instinct, shaped by millennia of hunting and responding to challenge, reacts with such intense fascination to this very particular kind of woman. And through this understanding, you will grasp why being dangerously seductive has absolutely nothing to do with causing harm, and everything, truly everything, to do with embracing your most sacred self-respect. To comprehend the very source of this magnificent power, my dear, we must journey directly to the heart of a man's inner conflict. It is a fundamental duality as ancient as humanity itself, a ceaseless, silent battle waged within every man's mind, even if most remain blissfully unaware of its presence. On one side of this inner landscape lies his profound desire for stability, for peace, for a comforting, safe harbor. This is the intrinsic part of him that yearns for a steadfast companion, a secure home, a predictable routine that brings both order and profound calm. It's the logical, rational desire speaking, the gentle voice that whispers, "Here, my love, you are safe." However, in stark and thrilling contrast, on the other side of this same landscape, a far more primal, untamed instinct roars. The insatiable desire for challenge, for exhilarating adventure, for the tantalizingly unattainable. This is the untamed part of him that doesn't crave a safe harbor, but instead hungers for the boundless open sea, the part that seeks not quiet peace, but glorious conquest, not complacent comfort, but profound aliveness. It's the wild voice within that urges him, out there, something truly exhilarating exists, something that will make you feel gloriously alive. My dear, most women, often quite unconsciously, appeal to only one side of this powerful inner duality within a man. Consider the well-known archetype of the nice woman, the endlessly agreeable, often obedient partner. She embodies the very essence of the safe harbor. She offers comfort, consistently agrees with his opinions, meticulously adjusts her schedule to align with his, and tirelessly seeks to soothe his every problem. Her love acts as a balm, a gentle salve. And in the initial phases, this can be incredibly attractive to a man. It's easy, it's pleasant, it allows him to feel like the undisputed king of a peaceful, utterly predictable castle. There's no drama, no friction, and his rational mind certainly gives her full marks. But then, a different kind of energy emerges, often appearing without warning. This woman isn't a rival in the conventional sense. In fact, she barely seems to be competing at all. It almost feels as if she hardly notices him, so engrossed is she in her own world. This is a woman infused with what we describe as queen energy. She doesn't offer a man a safe harbor because, in her magnificent self, she is the open sea. She doesn't present him with a comfortable castle because she is far too busy meticulously building and reigning over her own formidable empire. She does not contort her life to conform to his. Rather, she extends an invitation for him to join her, but only if he demonstrates himself truly worthy of being part of her extraordinary world. Her love isn't a soothing balm. Instead, it's a vibrant fire that constantly challenges him to grow, to elevate himself. She doesn't automatically agree with him. She courageously shares her honest, well-reasoned opinions, even when they respectfully contradict his own. And it is precisely here, my wise friend, where the profound inner conflict within the man truly ignites. His rational mind steadfastly tells him to remain within the safe, predictable confines of the castle. It's logical, it's sensible. Yet, his instinct, that powerful, primal animal part of him, finds itself irresistibly, even desperately, drawn to the thrilling allure of the open sea. Because the comfortable castle, no matter how plush its interiors or how secure its walls, eventually begins to feel like a gilded cage. Predictability, over time, inevitably morphs into monotony, and that initial, sweet peace slowly erodes into the dull ache of boredom. All the while, the queen's powerful energy subtly echoes in the corridors of his mind. It isn't a constant clamoring obsession, but rather a persistent, lingering echo. The memory of an engaging conversation where she intellectually challenged him. A vivid flash of how her eyes sparkled when she passionately spoke of her dreams, her projects, her vibrant life. A life that undeniably exists, magnificent and complete, with or without him. Suddenly, the once appealing comfort of the castle no longer holds such allure. For the true spark of life, the exhilarating promise of genuine adventure, seems to reside gloriously somewhere else entirely. He finds himself irrevocably caught between these two powerful forces: the predictable comfort and the thrilling vitality, the perceived safety and the tantalizing mystery. And it is upon this silent internal battlefield, my dear, that the true lasting power of attraction is ultimately decided. So, you might wonder, how exactly does this coveted queen energy manifest in the intricate fabric of everyday life? What precise behaviors eloquently express this profound energy and make it so devastatingly attractive? The answer, my dear, is far more subtle and infinitely more powerful than most people imagine. Now, it's absolutely crucial to grasp a fundamental distinction, because this is precisely where many intelligent women can veer off course. True queen energy is not arrogance, it is not coldness, it is not a manner that intentionally wounds others, nor is it merely a performance of some "I'm a queen" attitude. Those, my friend, are merely brittle masks of deep insecurity, cheap imitations of strength that, upon closer inspection, reveal only bitterness and resentment. The genuine energy we are speaking of originates from a completely different, much deeper wellspring. It is profoundly rooted in an unshakable self-respect. Imagine it, my dear, as a radical, unyielding inner calm. The remarkable ability to remain utterly centered and grounded, no matter how chaotic or pressuring the external world around you may become. It's a profound calm that has no need to shout for attention because its inherent firmness is absolutely unshakable. This woman doesn't chase after attention. She naturally, effortlessly attracts it. She doesn't actively seek validation because her magnificent presence alone is more than enough. And her greatest, most dangerously seductive weapon, her unyielding boundaries. These are firm boundaries, yes, but they are set with such exquisite elegance and surprising softness that they disarm and compel in equal measure. Let's bring this to life with an example you've undoubtedly encountered. Imagine, my dear, you've meticulously planned a wonderful date with him. You've been looking forward to it all day, anticipating the joy. Then, just an hour before you're meant to meet, you receive a message. "Hey, sorry, Something came up with my friends. Tonight won't work. Let's reschedule sometime. In this very common situation, the woman operating from a place of need, the safe harbor woman, feels the immediate sharp sting of disappointment. Her very first instinct is often to smooth things over, to instinctively avoid any conflict. Her typical response might be, "Oh, no problem at all. I completely understand. Have fun tonight and just let me know whenever you're free again." While it sounds perfectly friendly and reasonable on the surface, the crucial underlying message he unconsciously receives is this: "My time isn't that important. My plans are flexible, easily shifted. I'm readily available and will patiently wait whenever you decide to grace me with your attention again." Unbeknownst to her, my dear, she has just subtly, unconsciously devalued herself in his eyes. Now, how would the woman radiating queen energy respond to the exact same situation? She too feels the pang of disappointment. She is, after all, wonderfully human. But she steadfastly refuses to react from that fleeting emotion. Instead, she acts directly from her unwavering self-respect. She takes a deliberate breath, allows herself a quiet moment, and then calmly replies with something like, "I understand that unexpected things certainly happen. That truly is a shame, as I was genuinely looking forward to our time together. Please do enjoy your evening. I'm quite busy next week, but if you'd still like to get together, we can touch base in a few days and see if something works out then." Let's meticulously analyze this brilliant, nuanced message. There's no manufactured drama, no angry outburst, no slamming of doors. She authentically shares her honest emotion. "I was genuinely looking forward to it," which makes her utterly genuine and relatable. But the second, subtly devastating part of her message is a beautifully time-delayed bomb for the male ego. "I'm busy next week." This powerful statement, delivered calmly, subtly conveys three crucial messages. First, my life is full, vibrant, and incredibly interesting, entirely separate from you. Second, your decision to cancel does have real consequences. You've lost access to my precious time for the immediate future. And third, the ball is now firmly in your court. It's on you to make the effort and propose a new plan that respects my boundaries. And here, my dear, is where male psychology becomes truly fascinating and contradictory. In that precise moment, he experiences a complex cocktail of frustration. What do you mean she doesn't have time for me? A jolt of panic. Perhaps I genuinely messed this up. And most profoundly, a surge of deep respect. He has just gracefully but firmly encountered an unshakable boundary. He realizes, with a sudden clarity, that she is most definitely not his backup plan. And quite unexpectedly, this meeting he so casually cancelled suddenly transforms in his mind. It becomes something rare, something valuable. And just like that, his natural hunting instinct, perhaps dormant for too long, vividly reawakens. This profound dynamic plays out, my dear, in 1,000 other small yet significant examples. It appears when she chooses not to reply to a vague midnight, "What are you doing?" message, understanding its true underlying intent. It's there when she is unafraid to express a differing opinion, even when it's unpopular. It manifests when she prioritizes a cherished night out with her beloved friends or her essential workout session over his spur-of-the-moment, unplanned suggestion. All these seemingly small actions, which might appear selfish to some, are in fact simply magnificent expressions of deep inherent self-respect. And then he begins to grasp that he's dealing with a completely different kind of relationship, one where the usual, outdated rules simply no longer apply. He realizes that her attention, her precious time, her invaluable approval are not guarantees to be taken for granted. No, my dear, they are treasures that must be consciously, consistently, and respectfully earned. And in that precise moment of surprising powerlessness and profound fascination, his mind reaches a critical turning point, a brutally simple truth that illuminates and changes absolutely everything. And there, my wise friend, at that powerful crossroads of burgeoning frustration and undeniable respect, the male mind quite literally short-circuits. The familiar script he thought he knew so well, the one that had always worked reliably in the past, suddenly, startlingly, no longer functions. The comfort that was once so readily offered by the safe harbor woman now feels curiously dull, almost childlike in its predictability. The woman who graciously gave him everything without asking for anything substantial in return no longer appears angelic. Instead, she begins to seem like someone who perhaps doesn't truly value herself enough. And then there's the other woman, the one who meets him with graceful, unwavering resistance, who subtly shows him with every confident gesture that her magnificent universe does not, in fact, revolve around him. She begins to occupy a massive, unyielding space in his thoughts, haunting his quiet moments. And this, my dear, is the moment where everything, truly everything, profoundly shifts. The man then arrives at a monumental revelation, a truth so breathtakingly simple and obvious, yet often buried deeply under layers of ego and tired social expectations. And that profound truth is this, my sister. There is an immense difference between merely liking a woman and profoundly admiring her. He may like the woman who laughs politely at all his jokes, but he admires the one who fearlessly challenges him with an intelligent smile. He may like the woman who effortlessly cancels her own cherished plans to accommodate him, but he admires the one who gracefully makes him rearrange his own busy schedule to spend precious time with her. He may like the woman who always agrees with his every word, but he admires the one who passionately defends her deeply held opinions, with such conviction that he feels compelled to grow wiser himself just by being in her presence. The brutal, honest realization that hits him like a cleansing wave is this. Superficial liking and fleeting attraction may be born from simple agreement, but deep desire, true emotional attachment, and a real enduring love are born only from profound admiration. Respect, my dear, is not some optional bonus ingredient to true desire. It is the absolute main ingredient, the very foundation. Respect is the life-giving oxygen of long-term attraction. Without its presence, every fleeting fire of passion will eventually inevitably extinguish itself. He realizes that the woman who made everything so incredibly easy for him, the one who put him first always, offered a rather cheap kind of love, a love born out of convenience and lack of challenge. But deep down, my dear, a man doesn't actually want something cheap or easily attained. He craves something genuinely valuable, something that costs something that actively requires his effort and dedication. Not because he is a masochist, no, but because the act of winning and deserving something truly valuable profoundly affirms his own worth and strength. And then it profoundly hits him. A man can play with a princess, he can visit her castle, he can enjoy her unwavering loyalty, and he can certainly feel powerful in her world. He can even be the unchallenged center of her small, predictable universe. But my dear, he only truly kneels before a queen. And what then is the decisive, differentiating truth between these two archetypes? The princess, bless her heart, often waits patiently in her tower, hoping to be saved by a prince, desiring to be given purpose, seeking external validation. Her entire universe, in essence, revolves around him. But the queen, my glorious friend, waits for no one. She is far too purposefully engaged, too busy meticulously building her own magnificent kingdom, bravely fighting her own vital battles, courageously overcoming her own fears, and passionately fulfilling her own grand visions. She is not looking for a savior, she is instead seeking an undeniable equal, a king strong enough to stand and rule powerfully beside her. When a man truly, profoundly understands this, his emotional compass, his entire perception of attraction, shifts irrevocably and changes forever. He stops idly searching for a girl who needs him and begins to seek with profound intent a woman who genuinely doesn't need him, yet consciously, beautifully chooses him again and again. And so, my dear, we arrive at the compelling question that now hangs in the air, eager to be answered. How does one truly become that queen? How does one gracefully leave the comforting yet limiting role of the princess behind? How, my sister, does one build an inner kingdom so radiant, so profoundly magnetic, that its very presence changes absolutely everything? This transformation is not a mere switch that can be flipped. It is a profound process, a deliberate decision you lovingly make every single day of your remarkable life. And that powerful process is rooted deeply in the active, unwavering construction of your own glorious kingdom. This pivotal phase, my dear, has nothing whatsoever to do with him and absolutely everything to do with you. And it rests firmly upon 4 unshakable pillars. The first pillar, my wise friend, is to define your mission. A queen, by her very nature, possesses a purpose far greater than herself alone. Ask yourself honestly in your deepest heart, if romantic love were to suddenly, miraculously disappear from your life tomorrow, where would your immense energy and passion naturally flow? Would it be into your career, into the joy of learning a new language, the challenge of writing a compelling book, or perhaps the dedication of a vibrant fitness journey? The specific nature of this mission matters less than its intrinsic why. This unwavering mission is your undeniable gravitational center, your guiding star. A man who encounters a woman deeply devoted to her mission instantly realizes that he will never, nor can he ever, be the sole center of her world. And that profound realization, rather than diminishing him, gloriously inspires him. The second pillar is to build your fortress. This represents your comprehensive emotional, social, and financial independence. It encompasses the cherished friends who were loyally there for you long before him, and who will undoubtedly remain steadfastly by your side long after him, should circumstances change. It is your own hard-earned income, your unshakable ability to skillfully solve your own problems and navigate life's challenges. To be dependent on a man, my dear, is, in essence, to hand him the very keys to your magnificent kingdom, inviting him to dictate its terms. The third pillar is to master the art of joyful solitude. There exists, my dear, a profound, almost immeasurable difference between merely being physically alone and deeply, painfully feeling lonely. The princess, in her innocent longing, often fears silence, for it is then that she hears the stark echo of emptiness within her. But the queen, my magnificent friend, deeply loves and cherishes her solitude because it is precisely then that she truly meets and intimately reconnects with her profound self. Learn to joyously revel in your own incredible company. Go to the movies alone. Embark on inspiring travels alone. Immerse yourself in books alone. Through these intentional acts, you show the world, and more importantly, yourself, that your deep happiness and fulfillment emanate, not from external sources, but beautifully and powerfully from within. And finally, the fourth pillar, my queen, is to carve your laws in stone. These are your unyielding, non-negotiable principles, the sacred decrees of your personal kingdom. Take the time, right now, to articulate 3 to 5 fundamental rules that absolutely no one, under any circumstances, may break if they wish to remain a cherished part of your life. For instance, a clear law might be, I do not tolerate disrespect in any form towards myself or others. Understand, my dear, these are not mere wishes or preferences. These are immutable laws, and you must hold to them unflinchingly with absolutely no exceptions. Perhaps, my dedicated time for my passions and self-care is sacred and non-negotiable. Or, I do not accept vague, inconsistent, or passive-aggressive communication in my relationships. These powerful laws, my dear, are your personal constitution. And here comes the truly crucial part. You do not need to grandiosely announce them to the world, for that smacks of insecurity. You simply need to live them, embody them in every fiber of your being. When someone, intentionally or unintentionally, violates one of your sacred laws, you do not create drama or ignite conflict. Instead, you simply, with radical and profound calm, act on it. And that powerful action, my dear, often takes the form of the graceful yet firm withdrawal of your precious time and focused attention. And yes, my beautiful friend, fear will undoubtedly show up. Of course it will. The nagging whisper might say, what if I set these boundaries and he leaves? But that, my dear, is profoundly the wrong question to ask yourself. The right question, the empowering question, is this: why would I ever want a man in my life who is fundamentally incapable of respecting my most basic, inherent values and the very foundations of my being? Your radiant queen energy, expressed through your unwavering boundaries, is not a cruel form of rejection. It is, in fact, the most highly effective filter you could ever possess. It lovingly repels the boy who is still searching for a mother, the insecure man desperately seeking endless validation, and the lazy one who merely desires a compliant servant. And crucially, it powerfully attracts only one magnificent type of man, the one who is not intimidated by your immense power, but instead is profoundly inspired by it. The one who isn't seeking a princess to rescue, but a formidable queen with whom to build a truly magnificent life. It's utterly fascinating, my dear, how all of this intricate dance beautifully unfolds. We embarked on this journey in search of the elusive key to the male mind, and in our discovery, we ultimately realized that this precious key was never, in truth, meant for his door. It was always meant for ours. The true goal was never to transform ourselves into the mere object of his desire. No, my sister, the profound, unwavering goal was and always will be to boldly become the sovereign subject of our own glorious, unfolding life. The very behavior that men find dangerously seductive is not some manufactured seduction technique. It is, quite simply, a magnificent side effect. It's the intoxicating scent that naturally emanates and lingers from a woman who is deeply, passionately in love with her own remarkable life, who is perfectly at peace within her sacred solitude, and who has consciously, joyously transformed her very existence into an incomparable work of art. Because the most genuinely attractive and powerfully impactful woman in the entire world is neither the most physically beautiful, nor the youngest, nor even the most conventionally successful. She is, my dear, the one who needs no one, yet consciously, generously chooses to share her incredible, thriving world with the one who consistently proves himself truly worthy of that privilege. Let us truly unravel and deeply absorb that profound sentence, my wise friend, for it holds the very essence of everything we have discussed. Needing no one does not imply being isolated, cold, or incapable of experiencing profound love. It means, with absolute clarity, that your profound happiness, your unshakable confidence, and your deep inner peace are unequivocally not for sale, and they certainly do not, in any measure, depend on external validation from another soul. It means you know with absolute certainty that no one is coming to rescue you, because you are, without a doubt, your own powerful heroine. It means that if, for whatever twist of fate, you were to journey through the rest of your life alone, even if that was never your original plan, you would still be utterly okay, at peace, and enveloped in a profound inner joy. And when, my dear, you reach that magnificent point of self-possession, the second half of that transformative sentence truly becomes magical. But I choose him consciously. When you genuinely do not need a man for your fundamental well-being, choosing to invite him into your life to share your precious journey with him becomes the purest, most potent, most powerful gift you could ever offer. It is not a choice born out of the raw fear of loneliness, nor is it a consequence of social pressure, nor a desperate attempt to fill some perceived void within your spirit. No, my dear, it is a choice made magnificently from a place of profound fullness. The unspoken message is clear and resonant. My life is already abundantly complete, but your wonderful presence makes it even brighter, more vibrant. I don't need you to survive, my love, but I wholeheartedly choose you to truly, passionately live. Is there anything at all more deeply, authentically seductive than that? What you are truly conveying to him is this: you, my dear, are a magnificent luxury, never a bare necessity. Now, my brave friend, look deeply within yourself. Truly search the quiet corners of your heart. How many countless times have you, unknowingly perhaps, made your magnificent dreams smaller, just to neatly fit them into someone else's narrow box of expectations? How often have you quietly dimmed your vibrant voice, stifled your deeply held opinion, or muted the passionate roar of your desires, simply so you wouldn't be perceived as too much, too intense, too smart, or too ambitious? The final, glorious paradox about genuine attraction is this, my dear. The very moment you cease striving to be outwardly attractive and instead focus with fierce devotion on simply being profoundly authentic, on cultivating a life that genuinely excites and ignites your spirit, you quite effortlessly become irresistibly magnetic. Because energy, my friend, does not lie. It radiates truth. People are not ultimately drawn to manufactured perfection. They are drawn passionately to raw passion, to genuine authenticity, and to undeniable aliveness. They are drawn with an almost primal instinct to those who are truly, radiantly alive. And no one, absolutely no one, is more vibrantly alive than a woman who is the absolute, undisputed ruler of her own magnificent kingdom. And so, my dear sisters, we arrive at what might seem to be the end of this enlightening map. But remember, the end of any map is merely the exhilarating beginning of your truly unique journey. And one final, vital question lingers, the most significant of all. Will you continue to reside as a mere side character in the unfolding movie of someone else's life? Or will you, with profound courage and unwavering conviction, finally find the strength to write, to direct, and to star boldly in your very own magnificent story? Because for far, far too long, we have been subtly, sometimes overtly, sold a toxic, limiting idea of what love truly means. That love necessitates sacrifice, demands constant restraint, and requires an unhealthy degree of self-denial. We've been mistakenly taught to be less loud, less demanding, less complicated. To meekly shrink ourselves into smaller versions, all in the desperate hope of being accepted. To lower our precious standards so we don't scare anyone away. To endlessly conform, simply to be chosen. But now, my wise friends, you understand with profound clarity that this is the greatest, most insidious lie of all. Shrinking your magnificent self only serves to attract those who reside in the shadows. Keeping your dreams artificially small only makes room for those without vision or ambition. Dimming your powerful voice only creates space for individuals who, frankly, have nothing truly meaningful to say. The true, most potent act of love, the strongest and most revolutionary gesture, is not, in fact, for someone else. It is, fundamentally, for yourself. It lies in the unwavering decision that you will never again betray the magnificent woman you truly are, simply to contort yourself into a version someone else desires to see. It is a sacred, unbreakable promise to yourself to build a life so exquisitely full, so thrillingly purposeful, so entirely your own, that the prospect of solitude feels like an unadulterated luxury, and companionship becomes a truly beautiful, conscious choice. Because at the end of every glorious day, the ultimate goal, my dear, is not to find some mythical, perfect man. Rather, it is to become a woman so complete, so strong, and so radiantly free that any man who is fortunate enough to enter her life must truly be extraordinary to be worthy of staying. So please, never lower your magnificent self to fit into his life. Instead, raise your own life. Elevate it so high, make it so vibrantly radiant, so unapologetically bold, that he dreams with every passing night of being an honored and cherished part of it. Here, my dear, we don't deal in cheap tricks or fleeting illusions. Here, we build royal spirits. If this powerful message resonates deeply within your heart, if you truly believe in the unstoppable power that emanates from profound self-respect, then know, without a doubt, you have found your rightful place. Join us and become part of a magnificent community of women who don't passively wait for life to happen. They actively, joyously, and powerfully build it.